Welcome back. So for today, we are going to be getting ready, and I wanted to do a really beautiful Valentine's Day look. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, which is like crazy how it's here already. But I want to do a like cute Valentine's Day look, but I want to use high-end makeup this time. Last video I did use like a lot of drugstore makeup. I want to have some fun with some high-end makeup, some of my favorite high-end products, and see what look we come up with, because I am just so into this like flirty, pinky, you know, like the pink blush. Everything pink is in right now, and I'm just into it. Of course, we have our coffee to help kick off the day. Let's get into it. For primer, I'm just going to be using this one right here from Dominique Cosmetics. It is the Blur and Moisture Serum Primer, and this one just gives you just enough grip, but it also just gives you your hydration back. And it's such a good primer to use to really like prep your skin for makeup. There's so much going on for it being so early in the morning. Like, my neighbors are up jamming to music. I love this primer. I love how like just smooth and baby soft it makes your skin feel. It's so good. All right, next I'm gonna go into one of the OGs. It's the Porefessional primer. You can go in with any pore minimizing primer that you like. I'm just gonna go in with this one. So how is everybody doing? Yesterday was the Super Bowl. Did you guys watch? It was interesting. It was very interesting. I was rooting for Eagles. I live in Pennsylvania, and Eagles have my heart. I know that they aren't always the best, but you know, I'm just a fun sports person. I'm not gonna murder anyone over it or anything. So congratulations to Kansas, and go Chiefs. They won it, I think, by 3 points, with 38-35, I think. But yeah, we're gonna go in for foundation. We're gonna use the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I have not used this foundation in a while. Yeah, so I was like a little bummed. My husband was rooting against me just because he's my husband and he knows how to push my buttons. So he was like, Kansas is gonna win. He doesn't really watch football, nor does he really care about it, but he just watches it because he knows that I like it, and usually he's on my side. And last night he was like, and then my daughter was like, yeah, Kansas. And I was like, no, you're supposed to say Eagles. And she was like, Kansas, I want daddy to win. And I said, okay. So it was really cute to like watch her be like, go Kansas. It was so cute to watch her. She's 3 years old, so this was like her first like Super Bowl to watch, and it was really, really cute to like watch her get into it. We ordered pizza and hot wings, and we were just having a good time, just screaming at the television, laughing, and yeah, so we just turned it into a really good time. And then the halftime show came on. Let's talk about that. I was like, at first, because time flies, guys, okay? Time flies. And for some reason, I was thinking, oh, like, she's postpartum. She just had her baby, like, what, maybe 3 months ago? And I'm like, did she have, like, a C-section or something? Because I know when I had my C-section, my belly was swollen for what I feel a little bit longer than, like, normal. Like, I never had a child before, but whenever I was around pregnant people, I feel like their stomach was not swollen and still kind of out as much as mine was. So mine took a while for like my uterus and everything to go down, and I think I can't remember that much anymore because it was going on 4 years, because Liana will be 4 this year, not until October. But so yeah, so I'm like, I don't remember that much anymore now, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure they told me like with a C-section it might take a little bit longer to feel normal and for everything to get back to normal. So I'm like, does she just have like, does she have a C-section? Is she still healing? Is she still kind of got the baby bump going? Because I'm like, why? And I felt like she was holding back, right? Because I'm like, I'm like, okay, maybe she's still not feeling herself because she's very like covered, which Rihanna, you know, like I felt like Rihanna usually brings on some cute outfits. So I'm like, oh, she's covered. She's holding back a lot. And it kind of seems like she's out of breath too. And then I started paying attention a little bit more, and I'm in this group chat and I'm like, oh my God, wait, is she pregnant? I'm like, no, how can she be pregnant again? She just had a baby. But then I looked it up and I'm like, wait, she had her baby back in May of 2022. So that gives plenty of time for her to get pregnant with baby number 2. And then later on, it was like, I guess confirmed that, yeah, she was. I missed the very first half, but someone in the group chat said that in the beginning of her performing, I was getting something to drink in the kitchen, so I didn't see it, but someone in the group chat said that she like pointed to her belly and like rubbed her belly, and that was like her announcing she was pregnant. And then when I looked it up, it was like Rihanna reveals, you know, second baby pregnancy, Super Bowl halftime, and I was like, what? So yeah, that was just insane. At first, until like I realized it, I'm like, why is she holding back so much? Like, girl, get into it, like, come on. But now I understand. And a lot of people were just being very rude. They're like, it was the most boring halftime, and pregnant or not, she should have gave a little bit more. When you're pregnant, your baby is first. Your priority is first. Even when she was like going up kind of high, I was like, ooh, that scares me for her. But you know, so she's beautiful. She's a queen. I love her, and congratulations to her too. That was amazing. All right, so for concealer, we're gonna use the Born This Way, what is it, the ethereal whatever light concealer, illuminating smoothing concealer from Too Faced. This one's in the shade Pecan or Pecan, whatever you want to say. You know, I'm not gonna judge. I don't care. Hoping this look turns out super cute because I don't feel like doing my makeup again for the day. All right, and then to brighten up, I'm just going to use this one from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer, and this one is in the shade Medium 6. So I'm just going to put it down the center of my face, just a little bit. We're just going to continue to do our cream products before moving on to powder. So I'm going to be using, this is the Chanel bronzer. I was going to use the Charlotte Tilbury one and not be as bougie, but to be completely honest, they're both around the same price. So yeah, the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer, the new one that came out recently, and this one is literally the same price. That one actually might be just a little bit more than this one by like a couple bucks. I can't remember exactly, but there's not a huge big difference or savings. So I'm just gonna go in with this one here. I do like this one with my sponge, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. A lot of these like potted bronzers that are in like a container, a lot of the bronzers that are in this type of container, I like to use with a sponge versus like a brush. I just feel like you get more of like a diffused blended look, and it doesn't look too like muddy or cakey or built up. Even with the Charlotte Tilbury one, I feel like if you go in with a brush, you can go a little overboard too quickly. It's a little tip: if things just look a little too heavy, use a sponge. Like look how just beautiful and bronzy, but not too much. And the reason I'm going in with creams and then powder is because if you are using this technique to go out for Valentine's Day, you want your makeup to last, you know, you're going on a date, you're having a Galentine's, whatever it is, and you want your makeup to last, it's always nice to go in with creams and then layer up with powder. But instead of packing on the powder, creams just melt into your skin. It becomes one, and then you can put a layer of powder over top, and that's really going to lock in your creams, but it's also going to just add to the longevity of your makeup. That's why I'm choosing to do both creams and powders today. So for cream blush, I'm going to use the Dominique Cosmetics. This one is the Soft Pink Cream Blush. This is what it looks like. It's so pretty. I'm just going to turn my sponge around and I'm just going to smile. Okay, and I'm not going to right away put it on the apples of my cheek. I'm going to just more focus it towards the back and then just kind of roll it up to the front. You see how it just looks so good. So to set, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. And I'm gonna just set under the under eye. Because I really wanted to get those under eyes under control because they just live life however they feel. And then I'm gonna put a little bit more powder on just a very like fluffy brush and just kind of just lightly buff it. I'm not putting too much pressure, and I'm using a fluffy brush for a reason because I don't want to like move around those cream products too much. You can like pounce as well. Then I'm just gonna go in and clean up a little bit. And then I'm just gonna take my fluffy brush. So before we finish the rest of our face, we're gonna jump into eyes. We're gonna go in with this beautiful palette right here. It's from Dominique Cosmetics. It's the Unconditional palette, but it's such a beautiful palette. She still has this palette, I believe, on her website. And I think it's just a very, very beautiful like Valentine's Day palette. So the first shade that we're gonna go in with is this shade here. It's called Corazon. So I'm gonna put this in my crease. So it's not looking too bare. I kind of start it off down here and then I do big circles and just kind of almost take it up to my brow, but not exactly. And then towards the end, I kind of just wing it out. So this shade here is called Warm Hearted, and we're gonna jump into that shade next. And I'm just gonna use that shade to kind of just deepen this like crease socket a little bit more. And for this, I kind of just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm gonna go into Soul next, which is this shade right here. Let me just hold it up for you guys. It's like this beautiful like purple, it almost looks like a purple silver color. I'm just gonna put that on my finger. And I'm just gonna put that there. Oh, that looks so pretty. So next I'm gonna go into Jaden, which is this like more deeper purple maroon color right here. So I'm just gonna like, I'm just like barely going in. I'm just like boop boop and that's it. Like tap it off because again I don't want that shade to like explode. And then I'm gonna go into that same shade with a like flat brush. And I'm just going to make like a wing. But I'm not gonna go all the way. I'm just gonna keep it halfway. And then I'm gonna go in with Love and Light, which is the shade right here. It's like a really nice pearl shade. Next, I'm gonna go in with the shade Eternal, which is this beautiful like foil shade right here. It's like a little bit. I'm gonna tilt my head back. I don't want that. Not the look I was going for today. Yeah, this is I took this to a whole other like level of going out. I love Dominique Cosmetics, but I don't recommend that glitter. And if you put it on your face, put it on your eyes, do your eyes first for sure, because I mean usually when you do glitter you usually do your eyes first, but that is kind of just going everywhere and it's like really kind of starting to not want to budge off my face, which is like not good. So I just might need to wash my face. Okay, so yeah, so don't do that. Don't play with the glitter after you do your whole face of makeup. You guys are like, duh, Sierra, I could have told you that. I just wanted to kind of see. I thought it would just do like a little like sparkle. No, that was a lot of sparkle. I'm going to go ahead and just set my under eyes with a pressed powder. I like to go in a little bit with a pressed powder because my under eyes can sometimes crease a little bit too much. So I'm just going to go in with like a beauty blender. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of Warm Hearted. All right, I'm gonna do my brows really quickly. All right, so I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion bronzer. It's so pretty. Then for blush and highlight, I'm gonna go in and use this beautiful palette here. It's the Laura Lee Los Angeles Blush Aesthetic Palette. It's just a beautiful, beautiful palette. So of course, we're gonna go in with this like bubblegum pink shade right here because it just looks so beautiful, and it's just gonna give that pinkiness back for this like a nice pink cheek. And then I'm gonna go into Golden Haze, which it looks a little deep and scary in the pan, but when you put it on, it's not. I'm gonna set my face. I'm just gonna use the Nimia Set It and Forget It setting spray. So for lip, I'm gonna use the Pillow Talk liner. This is just the normal Pillow Talk. It's not like Pillow Talk 2 or 3 or anything. And then we're gonna go in with the Laura Lee liquid lipstick. This one's in the shade Spicy Pink, so it's like perfect. And then you can leave it like this. You can leave it as a matte, or you can go ahead and put a gloss. I might put a gloss on, but I'm gonna let it dry down first. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna go in with the Roller Lash mascara, and I really love how the makeup look is turning out, except for the glitter. I'm not a fan of like the chunky glitter, but overall, I'm just really happy in how this came out. So I'm gonna put on lashes, and this one is just number 11. It just has like number 11 right here, and this is what they look like. I'm gonna go in with the Roller Lash mascara, and I'm just gonna apply that to my lower lashes. And then I'm gonna go in with the gloss, but I do like the matte lip as well. So it's totally up to you, but I'm gonna go with the Bare Minerals. This is in the shade Serenity, and it's like a beautiful like gloss bomb. And voila, we are done, and we are done with this look. I really do love how it turned out. It's so freaking cute. I love the pink cheek. I love the pink lip. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, guys. Mwah. Bye.